Around the Table on Harrison's Original, KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Friday. It's a wet Friday. Would you say it was moist outside?
Yes, Dan. I
It's
would say
moist
it's quite
outside.
moist outside.
It's 100% outside right now.
Y'all, it's got to end sometime here.
Yeah.
You know, let's rain for days on end, said no one ever.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Now, did
Yeah.
we have a forecast for this yesterday? I thought it was going to bleed off.
Yeah,
But-
that's kind of what I'm.
yes.
See, you just don't know.
No, you don't know.
And I really didn't expect what we had yesterday. There was more sunshine than I was expecting, although I think it did talk about sunshine. Bless my husband's heart, he went out and mowed, and the grass was pretty soggy.
Oh,
you know,
well,
the
okay.
ground's soggy,
Yeah.
but it was getting bad.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, let's see. What is it? April flowers bring May showers, or is it April showers bring May flowers?
I think that's more appropriate.
Oh,
for
okay.
That one.
But still showering. So
It
what's
is, so
what's up?
So April's bleeding into May. That's what's up. And then we're going to have this beautiful crop of flowers, or they're all going to be droopy because they got too moist.
Right. Yeah. What's blooming right now?
Idiots.
Blooming idiots. Okay. Yeah, I walked into that one.
Yes, you did.
Ba-dum-bum.
Right into it.
What do you know? What flowers are blooming right now?
I think
crocuds and irises. And
Crocuses.
crocuds.
Crocuds.
Yeah.
What's a crocud?
It's an offshoot of the crocuses.
I
It's
should not have asked.
They're smaller. They're stunted. Crocuds.
So they're mini crocuses, but they're called crocuds.
Crocud. Yeah.
Okay.
And they
Do
were-
you have a picture of one?
Well, I did, but I cleaned
No.
I cleaned it out this morning.
I want to see one. I think we should, like, if we can find some, we'll make a little bouquet and bring it in
Okay.
the studio with us.
The thing about crocuds is they grow straight for a while and then they go 90 degrees
Really?
and then they go all over the place.
You know, I may have seen something like that
Yeah.
in the past. A crocud. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going down this. You're going down this deep dark hole with me, and it's
I'm trying
a
to
little
play
weird.
Along. I'm trying to play along.
Well, you're not supposed to play along. I'm supposed to catch you with these
Oh,
things.
y'all. He does every day. Like, where did that come from? Irises. I've seen irises
Okay.
blooming. And I've seen some other little wild.
Well, I know the dogwoods are blooming. Of course, it's
Yes.
not a flower. Well, it is a flower.
They
isn't it?
usually bloom around Easter,
Yeah.
it seems like.
Yeah, but they're still out there a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And peonies, I've seen a lot of.
Uh-huh.
I love peonies, and I transplanted some from my mom's before I moved.
Yeah.
And I'd be danged if my sheep didn't destroy them.
Your
So I
sheep.
can't have nice things because my sheep will eat.
Oh, they eat.
sheep,
Okay.
They would eat my roses off my rose bush. Yeah, they're.
I noticed that the ticks are out now.
Oh, have you found some on you?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
A plethora.
Well, they tag along on the dogs, and then the dogs come in. Of course,
They don't. If they bite the dog, they may die. Is that how it works?
if
Isn't tick stuff supposed to keep them from being? I don't know.
Oh,
What does
the
the tick medicine do?
tick medicine, it's supposed to. Yeah, if they latch onto the
Yeah.
dog, they'll just die because of they have an
Unless
overdose.
they jump out and escape first.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I found one on me last night.
Ooh.
The dog was in my lap, and
How do you know it's from the dog?
well, it could have been.
Maybe
from,
you're just a
no,
tick magnet.
I'm a tick magnet. Probably had one on me, and it swelled up and had babies, and that's how they do.
Right. They're
gross.
gross. They're gross little animals. How about ants? And the
Ants
ants
are
have been
yeah.
marching all over the place.
Yeah.
I have ant traps everywhere and all in my kitchen. Oh yeah.
Oh, you got them in your kitchen?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay. They're hard to get rid of.
They are. I mean,
They-
and they
those
come.
are-
It's so wet.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Now, do you spray?
Drawing them in.
This time of year, do you
Well,
spray?
outside I don't
Yeah, yeah.
spray on the inside.
You don't
but
spray
it's
on the
wet.
inside?
I will if there's a bad deal, but I put those taro traps, and eventually it will take its, run its course and be better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
I'm looking at the people watching us, and I'm just like, is she really talking this long?
Oh, y'all. It's Friday. Thank you very much.
Okay, you want to talk some weather?
No,
since we have some out there, I'll let you go ahead, and you can read just as long as you want. Yesterday you complained about it.
I didn't complain.
Yeah, you did.
I did say something.
Yeah, you did.
Showers and thunderstorms before 1 p.m., then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm between 1 and 5 p.m., then a chance of showers after 5. High near 69. There is a 90%, looks like 100% chance of showers today. And then tonight it drops to a 30% with a low of 49. Saturday, a slight chance of showers. Precipitation chance is 20% with a high of 65. And a Saturday night, a low of 44. And I'm stopping. You got to do Sunday through the rest of it.
Sunday, it looks like it's going to be sunny with a high near 67 degrees. Sunday night, low 43. Monday, sunny, high 71, calm winds becoming 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 49 degrees with calm winds. Tuesday, 40% chance of rain. Mainly after noon, partly sunny with a high near 70 degrees. Light east-southeast wind increasing up to 5 to 10 miles per hour in the morning. Winds could gust to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tuesday night, rain likely before 1 a.m., then showers likely and possibly thunderstorms with a 60% chance of precipitation. Wednesday and Thursday, it looks like the high temperature is going to be mid-70s with rain in the forecast.
So, Dan, are we even now? I let you have a lot of those.
No, we're never even.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, this is our last topic to ponder based on your memories as a child.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I will do that now.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay.
Oh, I have an itch. Excuse me. Sorry. Can I ask it?
Yeah.
Was there a specific moment in your life that you felt truly proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Answer that question, Dan.
Yesterday I talked about the man that inspired me, which is my art teacher. Well, one of the projects that we had done, it was called what they call a found object.
Okay.
A piece of jewelry.
Okay.
And what I'd done is I'd taken a radio tuner apart, and they have these flat metal pieces in them, and I made a piece of jewelry out of it.
Oh, cool.
And to me, it was like trash.
Wow.
I mean, it was a found object. It was nothing valuable. It wasn't made out of silver. It was just something that I put together. And he inspired me to put it into that was called the Gold Key. It was a statewide competition, and he said, "You need to put that in there." He said, "This is something good." And so I put it in, and it won a gold key. Gold key, you can't win anything higher than that, and it won a Gold Key award.
Yo, go you!
Yeah,
you know what?
From the state, and
Wow.
for him to have that, confidence in me, it made me really proud. It made me feel like I could do things, in life.
Well,
So
I'm
it's a
glad you
perfect
had him
time.
in your life. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because he encouraged you,
He did.
and he encouraged your creativity.
He did, and
Look.
I've been creative since.
Right.
I've stayed in the creative vein, so to speak. Ever
You ever
since
wonder
then.
what would have happened had you not had that encouragement?
Probably would have been a contractor or construction worker the rest of my life. Probably, yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
either,
wrong with
but
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But I took a different path. Anyway, what about you?
I had several, but like when I graduated nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's a big
I had
accomplishment.
blown 2 different scholarships in music and at other
Okay.
places. And then when I did the nursing school thing and I paid for it, it was me,
Oh.
it was all me, and it gave me a sense of accomplishment, and I was proud of myself for
Good.
completing that.
That's And that's something you can use every day.
Then I'll say giving birth and all that. I mean, all that stuff is
Yeah.
a big accomplishment. That's different.
Absolutely.
So we have some answers.
Okay.
My brother actually said when I crossed the finish line in my first marathon, I had the feeling that I could accomplish anything I set
Oh.
my mind to. And I remember that,
Okay.
Daryl Peterson said, yes, there is, but I'm going to brag about it on here. But I'm not going to brag about it on
okay.
here. And then Leslie King said, when I saved a lady from being horned to death from a buffalo.
I read that
True
one.
story.
Yeah, I read that one. Wow.
Wow. Well, we invite you, our listeners and viewers, to please go onto our
Yeah.
Facebook page Around the Table and find the blue graphic
And put your personal comments there.
as
We'd
to
love to hear
what you
'em.
are truly, what the specific moment you are truly proud
Yeah.
of yourself.
Yeah.
We want to know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do some history.
let's do it.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Everyone knows what that is.
Yep. Yeah, okay. 117 years ago today, the original version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, with music by Albert von Tilzer and lyrics by Jack Norworth, was published by Von Tilzer's Von Tilzer's York Music Company.
Slow down, girl.
Whoa.
There you
Did
go.
y'all get that?
Yeah. And this was 89 years ago today. The symphonic tale Peter and the Wolf had its world premiere in Moscow. The music and text was written by Sergei Prokofiev.
I can remember as a kid having my record player
Yeah.
and
Playing this?
playing that, but it was like the whole Peter and the Wolf audio.
Oh,
Like it told the story
Oh, yeah.
with that underneath it.
Yeah. That was back in 1936.
Well, okay, mine wasn't. In case you're
I'm
wondering.
not hoping for it, I don't think. I have no secret desire to leave this world at this time, but at the same time, I'm compelled to recognize what precisely I'm up against.
65 years ago today, in a case that spurred an international debate over capital punishment, California executed sex offender and best-selling author Carol Chessman at San Quentin Prison. While on death row, Chessman had spoken of his impending date in the gas chamber.
Wow. I've never heard that story before.
No, me either.
There are dead bodies just lying in the water in the middle of fields. The damage caused to this area of Bangladesh is almost impossible to describe.
Wow. This was 34 years ago, back in 1991. The swath of destruction left by the cyclone along the coast of Bangladesh became clear. Thousands died and millions were left homeless. This BBC reporter Sam Miller flew over the massive flooded area by the storm.
It was 8 times larger than any of the surrounding homes, and it had high walls with barbed wire.
14 years ago today, details emerged about the raid the previous night during which Osama bin Laden was killed. CBS News Pentagon correspondent David Martin described the compound where bin Laden had been living.
This was 14 years ago today. An elite Navy SEAL task force executed an attack in Pakistan that resulted in the death of al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. Here you hear cheers outside the White House in the early morning hours on May the 2nd, shortly after President Obama's announcement late in the evening of May 1st.
This kind of a leak from the Supreme Court of an opinion before a decision is finalized and released to the public is unprecedented, especially in a case like abortion that has such political ramifications. The entire process of Supreme Court decision-making is opaque, and there is a code of silence and discretion among the clerks, which may have been broken with the Mississippi abortion case.
3 years ago today, a draft was leaked of a Supreme Court ruling throwing out the landmark Roe v. Wade abortion rights ruling that had stood for half a century. The court cautioned that the draft was not final. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum had more. The decision would be released in essentially the same form on June 24th.
These troops will be sent in for 90 days, essentially to back up Border Patrol agents, to perform some of the behind-the-scenes logistical work, transportation, data entry, things like that, working in warehouses to free up those Border Patrol agents at a very busy time.
This was back in 2023. 2 years ago today, the Biden administration said it would send 1,500 active duty troops to the U.S.-Mexican border ahead of an expected migrant surge following the end of the coronavirus pandemic-era restrictions. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes had more.
And next, a birthday cut. 89 years ago today, singer Engelbert Humperdinck was born. He first hit it big with Release Me.
Okay. And then another birthday cut. 77 years ago today, country singer Larry Gatlin was born. And he had a hit called All the Gold in California.
I will discuss the transfer of the lease. That is my best offer.
73 years ago today, actress Christine Baranski was born. She is known for her role as Diane Lockhart on The Good Wife and its spinoff, The Good Fight.
Okay.
The way I see it, you burn yourself 24 hours. If I were you, I'd use the time. Make peace with whatever demons you got left.
53 years ago today, wrestler turned actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was born. Johnson, while known for his career in the WWE, is also famous for his roles on the big screen, like in the Fast and Furious movie franchises. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What now?
I think we're going to take a break and have a guest. Who's our guest today?
Matt Hatch. And he is going to fill us all in on the Gentleman's Art Show coming up in June.
All right. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll have Matt in the studio. Stick around. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
TV, channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table. We have somebody in the studio that's never been in here before, and it's kind of nice to bring in new guest. Matt Hatch is here, and he's talking. He's going to be talking about an event that's coming up. We'll find out when. It's called the Gentleman's Art Show. And welcome to the show, Matt.
Proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And we were talking in the middle of the break, and I was asking him our topic to ponder, and I said, what was the specific moment in your life that you felt truly proud of yourself? And he goes, right now. And he started telling a story, and I had to interrupt you, and I apologize for that because of commercial breaks.
Right.
But you were talking that you were telling us that you work at West Rock, and you had a buddy there that you were talking about you collaborating.
Yep.
Take it from there.
Okay, I have a buddy that I used to work with, and him and his wife own Venue 121, and he's like, how about we collaborate? You can do an art gallery. I didn't have enough pieces to showcase, but I figured I can come up with some new pieces, bring some gentlemen along with me, since this is my first show.
Yeah.
First rodeo, so I figured start out small, maybe 10, 15 artists. And it's kind of hard to find male artists around here.
Well, I
It
wondered
really
when
is.
when it said gentlemen's if that was an
Well,
issue.
since my business is called Gentleman's Art Show, I kind of wanted to go with the men.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I get
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing wrong with
If
that.
this goes well, I will bring everybody along.
Uh,
On the
le-
next one, it'll be during the winter solstice. This one is going to be on the summer solstice, June 20th.
Okay,
Oh,
June
okay.
20th.
3 to 10 p.m.
And is it just is this one just you, or do you have other
I
artists
have
that will be there
12 to 15 male artists
that are
Oh.
going to feature their art as
that
well?
are going to
Okay, cool.
feature their artwork.
Wow.
Let's
So
tell-
you
let's-
found-
From tattoo artists, from
Okay.
glass sculpting, different. I think there's a graffiti artist in there. I do believe.
Oh boy, is he
Okay.
going to paint the
There's
walls?
going to be a lot of different art. And
Wow.
I'm so
Lots of
excited.
different. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
So tell us about who.
Yeah.
Who?
I want to know about your artwork.
Well, true.
What's your medium?
I do mainly do a lot of sketching, pencil,
Okay.
and then I'll switch it up to acrylics. I don't do a lot of oil, but I do a lot of custom artwork.
Yeah.
Anybody has a picture, bring it to me. Can you do this? Of course I can.
Okay.
When,
I mean, I'm pretty confident I can do it.
All right.
when did this love for art
Yeah.
start?
Back whenever I was a little kid, knee-high to
Wow.
a pigeon.
What was it? What was the first thing you drew?
Well,
Wow.
honestly, I used to do a lot of custom cars.
Okay, yeah.
Because my dad used to do hot rods. He used to paint hot rods.
Oh.
Back whenever Street Dreams Custom Creations was
Okay,
up in
yeah.
Harrison,
Mhm.
Honda Tech,
Yeah,
my dad
yeah.
used to paint for him. And I
Okay.
used to draw a whole bunch of cars and bring them to him. Be like, "What you think, Dad?" He'd be like, "Yeah, how about you do this?" He give me some pointers. and
Okay.
that's how I kind of knew I was good at it.
Awesome.
That's weird.
Have you featured
Yeah.
your art like at all? No, I know you're doing not necessarily an
I
art
have
show,
not
but
done any showings. Well, I've done a little bit of a showing probably about 10 years ago. I had
Uh-huh.
2 pieces up, I think. But
what do you do with all of it now?
Most of my artwork, it's usually custom work. Somebody orders something, or if I have some inspiration, it stays at home.
But you're gonna like loan it for the art show.
That will be showcased in the art show, but
Okay.
it will not be for sale.
Okay. Will you have anything for sale?
All my new pieces that have not been shown
Will be.
will be.
Oh, okay.
It will be. I've been throwing out teasers on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
of some spots of it,
Mm-hmm.
but not the whole thing, just for the public.
Okay.
So I want their first sight of the pieces that day,
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that goes for all the other artists too. They've been showing me. We've been showing off each other pieces
Mm-hmm.
towards each other. It kind of gives each other inspiration, okay, or
Mm-hmm.
critique.
Yeah, sure.
But it has not been shown on public,
Okay.
any social media.
Okay.
But
Well, this
That'll be the first viewing.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
sounds like
first
this sounds like a pretty cool event. I mean, for people that may not be into the art world,
Right.
would love to come and see what's available
and
out
it
there.
is free to the public.
Okay, I was going to
Okay.
ask about
Okay.
if there was
It
a
is
fee.
free to the public.
Okay.
It's free for the artists too. So.
What artists are you want to mention? Anybody you're going to feature?
Oh, sure. I got Clint Howard,
Wow. Okay, I know him.
Clinton Green.
Okay.
He works at Flying Monkey. He's the tattoo artist.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what will he just show? Will he show pictures of his work? I guess, or
He
how
won't
does he?
be attending, I don't think, but there will be some. He does digital prints,
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
and he does his work is phenomenal.
Well, a lot of the tattoo artists just go by. They have a book there. They go
Yes.
through and
Right.
they copy some of the work that's already been done.
Right.
But some of the artists, I mean, they freehand some of that stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
and
sure-
their imagination is wild.
Well, I
Right.
can imagine. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I wanted him in there.
Okay.
Okay.
But to continue on, we have Wesley Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does oils
He does oils, yeah.
Yeah.
And acrylics, I think,
and
too.
acrylics, I do believe.
Yeah.
Michael Caine. I do believe he is. He's the president of the Art Council in Boone County.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Then we got JKD Leatherworks.
Okay.
So obviously that will deal with leather.
We're doing leather.
Okay.
I don't know how big of the pieces we're going for, but he's showing some.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Me, myself, and I.
Okay.
Michael Ossobrook, Camp Jack.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. A lot of these names you mentioned, I had no idea.
Yeah,
there was-
really.
This existed.
David Jones, he's a graffiti artist.
Okay.
Derek Von Dussen,
Okay.
his imagination's wild.
Okay.
Does he do?
He does a lot of stuff.
Okay.
A lot. He works with a lot of mediums.
Okay.
Same with me.
Uh-huh.
Ruben Drury
Okay.
does a
Okay.
lot of the murals in town.
Uh-huh.
And Wesley Williams.
Right.
Oh wait, we already got
You
that one.
you
in
you
there.
mentioned that, but
Yeah, I
that's
did
fine. Yeah.
mention that one.
He
Yeah.
needs to be mentioned twice.
He does.
Wes
That's
gets
good.
he gets a double whammy.
I've seen his work down at the Artisans Market.
And there is one more. Narbles Glass.
Okay, he's a glass blower.
They're not a glass blower. He does
Okay.
figurines.
Figurines. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
And from what I understood, he might be. He does mobile work, so he
Oh,
might be
okay.
doing a demonstration there too.
No, it's
Oh, that'd be
cool.
nice. Yeah, a lot of these artists, you want to see them do the work.
Right.
So
right.
maybe they will, bring some of their mediums and
Now,
do some
speaking of
demonstrations.
soon, I don't know how soon, but I will be doing sort of like a Bob Ross type thing. Doing
Okay.
videos of me doing
Okay.
my artwork.
All right.
And in these pieces we'll be showcasing gentlemen doing gentlemanly things. Like opening up car doors for a lady.
Okay.
You're gonna have some teaching moments in here.
Exactly. And
Okay.
inside these videos I will be discussing the proper ways of being a gentleman.
Okay.
I like
Wow, I like that twist.
I love it.
Yeah. So what else is for you? You've got this event. You got the winter solstice coming up.
If this goes well.
If it goes well, right? Are you looking for other gentlemen participants?
I'm calling out all artists now.
Okay.
Because
males
this
and
one's our-
female.
Male and female.
Okay. Get ready to open both doors
The
then.
floodgates.
Yeah, the floodgates. Because there's a lot of
They've been
female.
open. They've been open.
Yeah, you talked about mural artists. We've featured a couple of them here that were female.
Yep.
So there's a lot of artists in this area, and a lot of people come to this area just for the fact that of the demographics of the area and the peacefulness of the area. So you probably should have a lot of response from that.
If I do believe I'm correct, I think this will be the first art show on the square.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't either.
Having one like this before.
I don't know if they've ever done one at the farmers market or not, but
Yeah.
you know,
Plus,
that kind of thing.
free to the public. So.
And then where's
Right.
the venue? Is it venue 21?
Yes, venue.
Okay.
Is on 121 North Main.
Yeah.
And it's
121.
venue 121. And for those old school people, that's the old Daisy shop,
Okay.
actually.
All right.
And that's a when again?
It is on June 20th from 3 to 10.
10 to 3?
Okay.
Or
3 to 10
Oh, 3 to
PM.
10. Oh, 3
Yep.
to 10.
3
I put-
p.m. to
okay.
10 p.m.
All right. I got it backwards.
And we'll keep highlighting that as we go through
Oh, yeah.
the next couple weeks. But
All right.
that's interesting. You said you like hot rod. I mean, you do cars. Is that your main subject?
Honestly, it's kind of my main love.
Okay.
I don't mess around with them. I like looking at them.
Okay. But I mean, as far as painting or whatever.
I do a lot of things.
I'm just going to, you just have to go and
yeah.
see.
Where can we find some of your artwork?
I have a Facebook page called Gentleman's Art Show.
Okay.
Gentleman's Art Show. Okay, let's go there and look.
Yeah, well,
And we'll check it out and get some Gentleman's
And-
Art Show. There you go. All right.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Matt, is there
I
anything?
could leave this
Yeah,
with you.
leave
Yes,
that with
please.
us there if you don't mind. And
the flyer.
we could mention that flyer, and
Yeah.
that's coming up June the 20th. It's the Gentleman's Art Show, June the 20th from 3 to 10 at the venue 121 right there on Main Street. And it's open free to the public, and you've got at least 12 artists here that are going to be featured. They'll be there, and they can answer questions, and maybe to have some demonstrations also.
Yeah.
We sure appreciate you being here, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We'll have you back. How about that?
Awesome.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more for you from Around the Table with Dan and Ann. Stay with us. Welcome back to Around the Table. We just got finished with an interview with Matt Hatch from Gentleman's Art Show. That's an art show or event that's coming June the 20th from 3 to 10. It's kind of a weird time to have an event, but I think it's a cool
it's
time.
a long period of time, but this is their first time, so they may tweak that next time.
Tweak it, yeah. Mark this on your calendars, June the 20th from 3 in the afternoon till 10 p.m. at night. It's going to be at the venue 121 right there on the east side of the Harrison Square. And it's a gentleman's artist, all male, which I think everyone, you got all female events, you've got ethnic events, and so I don't see a problem with this. Do you?
Not at all. I think it's great that they're featuring male art.
Yeah.
I mean, artists that are male. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, you look at some of the names on the list here, and we know some of these people, and you go, I had no idea.
Right.
Which is, you kind of want to find out.
Yeah.
And if you want to see some of the artwork featured, you can go to the Gentleman Art Club. Is it Art Show?
Gentleman's Art Show.
Art Show. A Gentleman's Art Show on Facebook. And just type that in. And you
give
can
them a follow if you want.
Yeah.
I want to mention Dick's 5 and 10.
Okay.
They are still in their Streetscape giveaway of 5 $100 shopping sprees per week. And last week's winner were Claire Williams, Rebecca Barney, Rochelle Liebing, Jimmy Roberts, and Laura Kress.
Oh.
Congratulations to them. And there'll be a whole new list of winners from this week we're on next week. So
I kind of
we'll
think that they're going to run out of money.
Well, I have to wonder.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder how long the Streetscape project, is scheduled to be.
I was there in Branson yesterday, but I didn't go down to. I should have went by.
Dick's 5 and 10.
If I would have thought about it, I would have.
You could have said, "Hi, I'm Dan the Man. I don't have Ann with me." Do you think they know? Do you think they've heard this that we talk
I
about?
probably should do that. See if I get recognized.
You think you will?
No.
I think we're pretty not that special. That's
we're
what I think.
Way under the radar.
Yeah.
Way under the radar.
Yeah. Nobody's lining up to see us.
Nobody's lining up to see us. And why would you?
Ooh, boy, howdy.
I would check your temperature if you're that desperate.
True. Hey, I want to talk about Ozempic.
Okay. Are you on it now?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I know people that are.
Keytruda?
Huh?
Keytruda? What's one of those other ones?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know which brand they're on. I'm just saying
Right.
people
There's
that
several.
utilize that. And Ozempic and Wegovy is one of them.
Wegovy, yeah.
Excuse me, may have their drawbacks. Like hair loss is one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me. But another study.
Scratchy throat?
It got spit caught in the wrong place. But another study has found that drugs lowered the risk of losing your marbles. Okay. Whatever.
These drugs?
That's what it's saying.
Okay.
They found that taking semaglutide can cut the risk of dementia
Oh,
by at least a third.
that's good.
In some cases, as much as 44%. Ditto for Alzheimer's. Who knew?
Ooh.
The why is still unclear, but one theory might have to do with how our body weight can affect inflammation in our brains.
Okay.
So, I guess you'd have to put up with the
So you're
hair
saying
loss or whatever.
you're saying that obese people have a more propensity to Alzheimer's and dementia.
Don't have.
Oh, the heavier you are, the less that you.
Not the heavier you are, but if you're, I guess so. If you're taking Ozempic, if you're taking Ozempic, that dementia
Is lessened.
lessened.
Yeah, that means that the heavier you are, the more brain fat that you have.
Oh,
is
I
what
see
you're
what you're
saying.
saying.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
So getting rid of
So
the fat
getting
in
rid
your
of the fat.
brain helps with
Or
your.
get-
Okay.
How do you get rid of the fat in your brain?
I don't
though?
know. You just explained it there, and that's what my conclusion was.
Well, okay, inflammation. It's just talking about
Inflammation.
inflammation. I don't know if
Okay.
your brain's bigger. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I don't
think
know all
I
the
understand.
specifics, but yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
It is
Ozempic
interesting.
can be used for something positive in that manner
What
too.
would be nice is to find out how dementia develops to begin with, and then stop it. If it's,
Wouldn't it? That would.
would it be? Is it what we eat? Our exercise? Is it our? What is it?
We tend to treat the symptoms,
Yeah,
not
we do.
the cause.
Not the cause.
people.
There's no cure. We'll just
because then you can't keep treating it.
yes.
It's my humble opinion.
There's no healing,
Right.
and you want the healing.
Right.
You've got your. Have you got your real ID?
I
card?
do, Dan. I do.
Okay. I think this month, the end of May or something, is the last day to do it.
I think
I'm
it's
not
May
s-
7th.
May 7th. Okay, that's like a day or two from now.
Yeah.
Anyway, real ID applications are a real problem for some married women. Now I can see
Wasn't
why.
for me, but okay.
A lot of married women are finding it a huge pain to get their real ID. If a woman has changed her name through marriage, you can't just bring your driver's license. The government needs you to dig up your original marriage license too. And women who are hitched in the 90s or earlier say it's taking them months to track down a copy through public records. The deadline is next week, May the 7th. Yeah.
Well, here in our area, which is, I guess, a smaller community, I didn't have any problem. I had to go get a copy of my marriage license because I couldn't find my original either.
Oh, really?
But here's my tip.
Yeah.
Read everything that you need and make sure you have it. So you don't have to go back 2 or 3 times because you don't have all the information that you need.
Now,
but there is a lot. You had to have bills that showed your resident. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff to it.
Now, do you need a real ID? I mean, does everyone have to have one? Is it required? Or
The reason I originally was interested in doing it was because if you fly in the United States, you can use your real ID as whatever.
is your passport kind
I
of
guess.
thing? Yeah.
But, going out of the country, you have to have a passport anyway.
Yeah.
So, whatever. And
I don't know.
you don't have to have one if you have a passport because you can use your passport no matter what. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I did it.
Well, I don't see any problem with making sure that you have a document that
valid-
tells who you are.
Right.
I don't have a problem
I
with
don't
that.
either. I mean,
I think I'd have a problem with somebody that doesn't have one,
true.
especially if you wanted to ask questions and they didn't want to give you any information. I was like, oh,
That would
a
be a
little
little
nefarious
fishy,
here.
wouldn't it?
A little fishy, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, the
All right.
FAA offers raises and bonuses to recruit new air traffic controllers. I guess the ones we have aren't that good. Is that the reason?
We'll find out.
Let's just put this word out. It says, do you want to be an air traffic controller? The government needs to hire at least 3,000.
Whoa.
And they've just sweetened the deal by promising 30% more salary for recruits.
Wow.
You'd also get a $5,000 bonus just for graduating from the academy. If the government sounds desperate, it's because they are. Air traffic controllers must retire by the time they're 56.
Huh.
Well, I can't have a second career
Wow.
now. By the time they're 56, but with so many burnt out and planning to retire early, the government's offering cash bonuses and easy gigs just to stick around a bit longer.
I would say too that especially with the layoffs that they did and all the mess with all that when Trump came
Yep.
into office, that has reduced
Well,
the amount.
yeah.
And there probably are
Yes.
overworked, and that's a dangerous field to be overworked in.
Yeah, from what I understand, that they had the initiative to abolish the DEI stuff, and hire people on the basis of merit,
Or skill.
or your skills, not your skin color or ethnic background or whatever. I mean, you had to pass. I mean, I think they lessened the scores
They
or
did.
something. Yeah, if
They
they
did
did that.
something.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
I don't know, but it's a great opportunity. I mean, I know this is a highly stressful job.
Yeah, you have to go. It says here what you have to go to some academy.
Yeah, and you have to multitask. I mean, if you're at your station, you've got 3 or 4 airplanes coming in, or maybe even more than that. You got to know where they're at, how high they are in
Right,
the
what
atmosphere,
altitude
that
and
kind
all
of thing. So yeah,
and they're retiring at 56, and I would say they want to make mental acuity a very high priority.
Oh, absolutely,
When
yeah.
you think that the age is a little.
and I'm sure you just
lower.
can't say, "Well, I'm gonna go take a cigarette break right now."
What if they have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they've got backups.
Do y'all know any air traffic controllers? We'd
Ooh,
like to have an
be
interview
nice.
with them. That would be
Be nice.
amazing. Also, watch out. Tariffs on the cheap stuff from China started today.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I just placed an order yesterday.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cheap things you order from China will be subject to tariffs. That means everything from $20 Shein dresses to phone cases and electronics from Temu will cost at least double.
Ooh-wee.
And that doesn't include increased courier fees. Until now, the U.S. government allowed orders of up to $800 to go tariff-free, amounting to as many as 4 billion packages a day from China.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, people are gonna feel it.
Yee.
People are going to realize that in
Well,
their real lives.
just notice this: the government has allowed orders up to $800 to go tariff-free. So that, as an individual, does that mean that if you spend less than $800, you're not under the tariff? I wonder
don't
if
know.
this is for.
No, it says until now the U.S. government allowed
Okay.
orders up to $800.
Oh, until now.
Until now.
And they're eliminating that.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Oops.
Whoops. Okay. With that in mind, too, an Xbox will cost $100 more.
Well, okay.
Yeah, if you're if you're in the market for an Xbox, it's going to increase the price of its consoles and controllers because of the Trump administration's tariff. Expect to pay higher prices for first-party games for Christmas too. As of today, Xbox Series and Xbox will cost about $600. That's up $100, and the Series S device went up about $80. So, you think that's going to stop people from buying it? No.
No. We shall see, but no,
Yeah.
I don't.
I won't be involved with that because I'd have no need for it. So
You don't need the Xbox, do you?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Let's take a break.
Right.
And when we come back, we'll have 2 English people back in the studio with us. Stick around, stay with us. Straight ahead, we'll be right back. Hey, and welcome back to Around the Table as Ann practices her
Y'all-
vocal range.
I didn't know the mics were on, really. I didn't
Well,
pay attention. but-
You never know when I'm going to turn them
no,
on.
and that's a little scary.
Yeah. And never know when I'm going to turn them off, too.
Wow. So, to one of these life survey says,
Okay.
weed users want healthier munchies.
Weed?
Weed.
They want healthier
Marijuana,
munchies?
They want healthier munchies.
Oh, my God. They're going to just get fat if you eat too much, right?
It says that 60%. Okay. A new survey shows that more than 60% of cannabis users try to grab for healthier snacks when they get the munchies. I just find this kind of an oxymoron. Researchers found that fruits, salads, and smoothies are craved the most. Half of the weed users say that getting the munchies makes it hard for them to stay healthy. And more than 40% say they feel guilty after their post-weed snack sessions.
I know. You know why? Because they're getting a pot belly.
Boom. I just found that quite interesting.
Oh.
We want to smoke pot, but we want our snacks to be healthy. Okay.
There's a study, the 3 things about high school that can predict your adult weight. It's kind of interesting. Can 3 things about high school predict your weight when you're middle-aged? Some scientists from Penn State sure think so. They've tested the theory that people who attend private school took advanced classes and were popular students are more likely to be thinner and healthier than they're in their 40s and 50s than those who enrolled in easier courses and slummed in public schools. They think higher social expectations during high school programs used to be mindful of our health and might make us a bit more vain too.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. And then also in a related story, your middle-aged belly might not be your fault.
Whose fault is it?
Let's find out.
I'm going to go get after them.
A new study finds that our bodies create new fat cells after the age of 40. Oh, great.
Oh, jeez.
What happened to the old fat cells? They didn't go away. They're still there.
These are just piled atop
Yeah.
of them.
Which can also cause tummies to expand, and it happens regardless of diet and exercise. The study was done on mice and fat tissue cells from humans, and researchers found that 80% of fat cells developed were new. They were new fat cells.
Okay.
They also say that this proves that middle-age weight gain might be more of a natural process than a lack of willpower. So don't use this as an exercise to blow off your healthy habits, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
And one more, the most unique things people have left in Ubers.
Oh,
Any idea what that
I've
is?
seen one of these before, and it's not pretty.
Ozempic syringe behind is one of them.
Okay.
Left their Ozempic. May it
Is
fell
that
out of
that's a
somebody's purse.
pin, though, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Even stranger items ended up in the lost and found, including live lobsters, a chainsaw, a ghost trap from Ghostbusters, and breast milk. There you go. Those are some of the weird things that have been left in an Uber ride.
So breast milk that had been pumped
Well, yeah.
in a container.
I would think.
Whoops, I forgot my breast milk. I'm going back to get it.
I
my
probably
gosh.
wouldn't admit to that. No, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Today is Palindromic Day. Palindromic is the same. Today's date is 5/2/25, which is the same backward and forward. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
National Brothers and Sisters Day.
Well, all right then.
Did you know that 89% of Americans have at least one sibling?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But, no, I don't guess I knew that.
Well, there you go. You can believe it or not.
Well, I can because, that seems more common than obviously an only child.
Mm-hmm.
World of Tuna Day?
Yeah, eat a tuna.
I don't.
I like tuna.
Good for you.
Yes.
And if you
I
have
like the Abercrombie tuna.
Is that the higher
That's the
end?
Yeah.
The high end. World or National Player Ukulele Day. If you have a ukulele, get to play on that thing. I have one, but I can't play it. National
Okay.
Pants Day.
Wear them, please.
Please do. National Space Day.
Okay.
Tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby.
Alrighty.
You Derby fans. Naked Gardening Day. That's what
There
you
we
need
go.
to remember for tomorrow.
Okay.
And
Let's get the
speaking of
garden.
that, plants.
Presented today's Around the Table program. Find us in Harrison at 1302 Highway 6265 North or online at stonebank.com.
We'll
Stone Bank, the home of Boulder Banking, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
We'll see you Monday.
You're listening to the original